Hey guys, welcome to the Psy Tai live stream with your host Captain Naga. Hopefully y'all having a wonderful morning, evening, night, midnight special, whatever time this is coming at you. Take this energy down and we all in the same boat. We can start the conversation. Hey guys, I'm happy to be here, happy to be here. It's a good, beautiful day. Got the trees in the background, out in nature right today. Cause today, the big thing I wanted to, I got the tea as well. Before I get into what I'm talking, I got some good elderberry tea. Helps when it's during the cold flu season. So that's just a tip. Look into elderberry. Helps keep up your immune system and things like that. But other than that, it's been all right. It's been all right. I'm just keeping my heart open for the people that were experiencing the fires up in Paradise. That's about 20 minutes away. Chico, where I'm at, is a big house haven for people right now that's don't have any homes or houses and pets. And Rudy, come here. And I rescued Rudy during the fire. Say hey, Rudy. Hey there, boy. Oh, try to keep your neck up for the camera. Oh, he's an awesome boy. He's a 4-year-old Chihuahua mix. He's big. He's very cool. He likes to follow me everywhere, which is why he's outside with me right now. And it's only been a week. So bonds is real. Bonds and nonverbal communication. I'm learning that firsthand. All right, go ahead, go dance. Go, I just say go dance, go play. Just say hey. We have fun. He lets me have fun with him. But today, what I really want to break down. Let's get into this. What I really want to just tie about. Remember, just tie when you combine your mind with your heart, connect those two circles, let it keep on spinning. I've been going through a lot of experiences these past couple days and throughout life period, but this has been really aching me to really talk about it. And my attention has just been on here like that harshly. Hey, what's up, Brandon? What's up, Brandon Hardcastle? Um, it would but it's been really on my mind, and different TV shows has just been saying different TV shows have a lot of different messages, but it seems though the TV shows I was running into was just shouting out the same message, shouting out what's going on. What's going on, Christian? What's going on, Christian? We soldiers up in here, because that's definitely what I'm in it for today. Because I'm gonna break it down in metaphor first, and then we're gonna break down the story. In the metaphor or allegory, whatever that human term is, Austra, Austragalis tea is good too. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look into that. I got this surrounded because I got a glass cup foolishly, so it's real hot. But what was I on? The I want to use the allegory. I want to say this story, and then we're going to just tie about the story. But this story really is. It has the message. It has the message. So that just keep close it then, baby. But it has a message that everybody that you'll see what I'm talking about. It's based on this story, Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know if y'all heard about it, but it was a manga, which is like a Japanese comic book, and as well, it was turned into an anime or a cartoon for us Westerners and stuff like that. And the but in the manga, which is the canon of the series, they like that's what the whole series is based off of. It takes place in Egypt, and the story is it just it gets to me just tying up, just going over in my brain right now, visualizing it. But it had to do with man living calmly. They were cool and everything, but then it was Robert. Go farther back. It's this force that called the Necros. This force called the Necros, and it was you can visualize it as just hate in this realm. Hate, malice, anger, just that force, and it existed in its own world or in its own place, but it wanted to exist here. So, but it couldn't come into this dimension of reality. So what it did was it created a book so that eventually a human being was somehow in the future or whatever time span, however time works for that being, run across this book. It was a spell book. And what happened was it was these two pharaohs. One, y'all know how the brother story go. One was for peace, and one was like saying, "Oh, we got to look out for war because people can attack us, and we had to be prepared and stuff like that." It was that story going on. So obviously, the one that was they was being attacked and robbed and stuff. So the one that was all for the war and stuff, he somehow stumbled across the book. He just stumbled across it, and it gave him these spells that he was able to use in order to defend themselves. But the weird thing about it was that what that he didn't tell his brother was that it took 99 souls in order to create these items called millennium items in the book. It was called millennium items, so that then they can have power, so that they can then fight off. Yeah, Sor and Seth. Yeah, the brother story, Horus, and yeah, it's all the story. The allegory of the brothers is told over and over again. That's why this story right now makes sense to me. That's why it makes sense, because I'm like it's told all the time. But he found this book, and what happened was he went and created his millennium item, sacrificed the souls and everything without telling his brother. And then they had these items, and they gave them out to the priest and the soldiers and stuff like that, so they were able to defend themselves using this new magic. And the new magic, what it did, how they described it, is you have a Ka and a Ba, which is like real Egyptian lore too. Ka and the Ba, and the Ba is your soul, is you, and then the Ka can either come off as good or bad, just like stuff that happens in this reality. But with the Millennium items, they were able to form monsters. Remember, this is a cartoon, but they were able to form monsters all from the Ka, from their Ka, and it would either be good or it'd be bad. But they used it to attack and to defend. And then this was the way that the Necros that created all of the book in the beginning, this was his power. And they were using this newfound power. The humans were using this newfound power in order to be great, in order to defend themselves against other humans, in order to build systems and government and things like that. It was all because they had this newfound power, and that was and just tie. Because when I go back on that, it's like I believe that humans are very powerful beings. We're all powerful beings, but we were duped, and we abused our power, and that power came from somewhere else, and it came like the Cain and Abel. I remember the Cain and Abel story in that one two sides of a coin kiss that we was talking about, that live stream, how Cain was just jealousy, and then it passed on. And I was saying how we're all descendants of Cain in a sort of way, because we all have that in us. But I don't believe that humans inherently was like this. I believe that we didn't really need to eat this a lot of the foods that we see ourselves eating now, like meats and stuff, or just the way we operate, and thinking that someone's always out to get us, or that we just have to survive. I believe the ways of survive of living in with Gaia, with Mother Earth, was just inherently obvious. And that's why a lot of things weren't written down in language and wasn't written down. Like a lot of these things that we do, it just goes so deep, and it's scary to a lot of people. It scares a lot of people when they run across this information for the first time. Yeah, like this ego is created. The Ka embodies like the spirit self and the ego self. Yes, and this ego was created. And the thing about it is that man loves it. Man loves it. Like I want to say we, but the path that I've been on is changing and deprogramming me from loving a lot of things that I just thought humans naturally loved and naturally did. I grew up in Philadelphia in the projects, so defending yourself, looking out for yourself, gunshots, and doing things, and hate and stealing for particular reasons was the forefront. Like, oh, if you got a reason to do it, that's the thing. Reason, logic, ego drives people. But I believe that this was not always inherited in us, but has become us. It become us because we're so powerful. We're so powerful as man, as this 5-pointed star array. When you stretch your hands and everything, we're a 5-pointed star. And all of that means so much more than what than what we realize. What we realize on our daily, everyday thinking. And um yeah, the project were just that, a project to program people. Yes, it really is. It's a project to program people. And what that's what I want to tell you. You got me on track. Is that this world overall on a huge scale is is a project to people who are not awakened to what's really going on, because it's people that's know natural law. I'm coming out with serious with the podcast when I got the green screen and everything, because I really want to break this down to I guess the science. I want to break this down to a science so we can really get this what's going on, because we have to learn natural law, the laws of vibration, and see how this really work, because the ones that's really learning how this work, they're going at this with still they trauma and things. And that's how I believe this hate, that we're just going to call it hate, anger, this thing, this it uses to come into this dimension of reality. And we created it, we strength, and then we create and these new gods and demons based off this energy, so that they exist here, not up there ruling stuff, but they're here. And it's just wow. It's wow, because these these darker, if you want to call them dark occultists, like literally using this occultic knowledge, this hidden knowledge for dark reasons, because they want to rule in this location in space and continuously rule. And if you don't know, then you're getting run by the program. And it's coming out in forms of like order followers and advertisements. And hey, Rudy, what you trying to do? There's no dog out there, Rudy Booty. Sorry, bro. And that fear is real, and it causes us to create more gods and demons in this world that we then look up to. Because just tie with me, when they had to in the duel monsters in the Yu-Gi-Oh, when they had to bring about those monsters, I was saying that they was able to conjure out those millennium items, they still had a team with them. And when I believe when you have an idea tries to exist in this realm, and we make it exist by believing in it. As long as whatever you believe, that's all that exists. Anything that you believe, that's what exists. So when more people start believing in that one thing, they're just contributing more ideas and more of their power to that actual thing, and then it just exists. It exists. We created it. And then people just through generations strengthen it and keep on strengthening it more and more and more. Talking about Christianity, all these religions, and even money. Tie about money. Money was just an idea that somebody had, but then more people kept believing in it, and then it came physical so much until now money is a god. Money is a god. I missed that last thing. Hey, psychedelic ill, you made it. Told you I was gonna be live today. I got something to say. I say, yep, using color, sounds, rhythm, all to adjust you to their manipulation, says Will Adams. That is so true. And the thing about it, people believe that people go on believing in it. And by believing in it, they're taking on that ideology for themselves. So they're just feeding it. They're feeding it and just using their creator power to create things that they're not even, that they're believing in themselves, but they think that that is how it's supposed to be. And that is the trap that I want to talk about, so we can start this conversation with people in our circle or whoever we run across, so that we can really know who is running the show, what is doing what. It's a song by Avenged Sevenfold called "The Stage" that I really like and enjoy. I really enjoy that song. And in the video, they showed the video is puppets, and people go to the circus, and because it's about who's watching us while all this is going on. But overall, if they go to the circus and it's people sitting in a chair, then it's put on this puppet show. All right, if y'all give me 1 second, I'm gonna let Rudy in the house. Responsibilities. All right, Rudy. Yeah, they went inside of the circus, and people were watching them put on the show. And then it started with man, and then they started showing how they started with the Indians, showing how the conquerors were just going around destroying all these indigenous tribes that were connected to nature. Just look at all the people that are disappearing. The only people that are disappearing, so-called, are the ones that are being civilized, are the ones that were have nature-based religions. But now all this new ideology coming out, and it's just spreading all over the world. In this Vince Info video, they were showing the Native Americans, the Aztecs with the conquistadors. Y'all know we don't really know that much about the Aztecs, only because when the Spanish came, they first of all, they took all their mushrooms and got some information for themselves. But second of all, they said, bang, they just wiped, they literally destroyed their books, they destroyed their knowledge and everything, so that they can't even recollect and be connected with that piece of them, with that piece of who we all are, It's wild, and it's all for control. Yep, in fact, Maya does mean illusion. Yeah, even the journey up the mountain to gain wisdom is programming. The journey is into you. Yeah, that's the thing you always learn too. You go through all of these things, all of these activities, damning yourself and uplifting yourself, fighting for things and saying, I gotta get this and this and this. And then you look back and you say, I didn't have to get any of those. Those was all tools that people that it was trying to confuse me to think that I needed for power. Like y'all in the movies, y'all know how they do all these things to get all these powers and things like that, and they use magic wands and or magic rings, and then in the end they say, I don't need the magic ring, the power was in me this whole time. And now they're able to just whip their finger, like, what did he do? Psh. Like the wizard doesn't really always have a wand, he just moves things with his fingers, makes things happen. Hold on 1 second. Rudy, what you trying to do? There's no dogs out there, bro. Let's go in the house. Come on. Hey, keep Rudy in the house. Aw, Rudy wanted to play with the dog, but the dog's not there. But somebody, I forgot you can open the door by yourself. Dumbo's feather. Is Dumbo, is that the horse? I said the horse. The elephant with the big ears, he's able to fly and things like that. I think that movie's about to actually come out. All these movies have messages in them. All these movies have messages in them. And the thing, man, but yeah, the tools I was saying, and how we given these tools, but the power was always within us. The knowledge, everything was always just within us. We just was taught that it wasn't. And we was taught so much that we don't even, that it's just so foreign to us. It's too foreign to us. And I'm sorry, guys, I just got to make sure Ruby is cool. Come on, Ruby, come here. Come here, boy. Come on. Come on. Let's keep this door closed. Rudy, you gotta go outside. Wow, this is fun. New dog, new responsibilities. Alright, I'm still here, guys. I'm here. This going to happen. But yeah, this message of who we really are gets really configured and really confused with different people's beliefs, belief patterns and everything, because these dark occultists have it out here so that more people's minds are set on self-preservation. And self-preservation, when you really break it down, is really just trying to stay in this one space and location and rule it as if this is all that there is. And we're so powerful that we're able to create that reality. And it keeps getting passed on. And we see it all around us in our music and the advertisements, as I always say. And even in our laws. It's even in our laws. It's in our laws to look out for yourself. And to call the order followers, which we call the police and everything. Now, I'm really break this all down during the podcast. because I want to show picture examples and everything like that. But the people that's running the show, they know how consciousness works. They know that consciousness is programmable, and they know the tools and everything, and they're just manipulating people. And something that Mark Passio really ties about to the public is how they're trying to lessen their karma because they're not actually going out and doing this work. They're giving it out to the people, and you causing your own hell. You raising your own hell, literally, by them just messing with your mind and manipulating your environment and your whole structure, because it's a computer virus. It's a computer virus. It's infected, and it just keeps causing more damage as time goes on. And if it's not treated, if the computer is not reset, reboot, like psychedelic experiences and meditation and stuff, I believe it wipes out your mind of all that stuff. It reset. Press the reset button. Y'all hear this all the time. Just press the reset button on you. So now you just you, and and that's why. And you hear stories of people during high dose trips or trips when they come back. They like, man, I'm still forming language back. I'm still, oh, we have still doing all this, learning how to do tools and interact with society. Like that becomes a whole new tool, a whole new experience, because it's something that we build ourselves up to. It's not who we naturally, it's not what or who we naturally are. Yeah, it breaks down false belief. Yeah, I saw I heard Rudy knocking on the door. And but the thing about it, it's used by people, and the thing about natural law is that it can be used by, suppose on this level, good or bad. How and but I just see it as controlling people and destroying people, or uplifting people and benefiting yourself and other people as well. But these dark codes is just about the, like, one of the first tenets of Satanism is self-preservation. And one of the big things that people don't get about Satanism is that they don't worship Satan. They say hail Satan and stuff like that, but it's not this physical biblical Satan. Is actually a force. It's actually an energy, a whole souped up energy. But depending on what levels, is like it's levels to everything. Depending on what levels you into it, that's how much knowledge they're gonna expose to you about what's really going on. It's this guy Mark Passio from Philadelphia. I really look up to um, his character, because he was real deep into this, and he would say stories about how he would he went into it just out of anger and out of revenge to Christianity, and he was like, I want to fend for myself and stuff like that. But then when he joined this cult and things, and Satanism, things like that, he saw how it wasn't just individual people just looking out for themselves, but it was people that were connected to corporations, people that was connected to places in the law and that make laws and things like that. And they would literally go into the woods and have ceremonies like when laws was being formed, so that it can go more into their favor. And that's not good for the rest of us out here. And that's why I see in the three, when we see laws like, how the hell did that law get passed? Y'all see how bad it's going to destroy this environment, or how it's going to hurt these people? How did that reason factor that it just had to happen? How did that just get passed? Just think about the things Captain Noggin is saying. Because it doesn't have anything to do with religion, what religion you follow, or if you consider yourself a good or a bad person. Because even good people can be selfish in the wrong type of ways, just because of how the world programmed them to be. I can say that wholeheartedly for myself. But just a couple years ago, I would say about a couple years ago I was the best person ever. I was helping people, blah blah blah. But let alone I was still hurting people because I was overbearing or too controlling and get upset when things didn't move this way and that way. Like that's still being part of the program. That's still messing, being murked up in the program, but thinking you're a good person. So like I said, it doesn't really matter if you're good or bad when it comes to dealing with this force that's manipulating man, because unless you until not unless until you really push yourself to that point, that path that of wanting to be you, you you're you're just not you. Or you're you, but you're a you're a mix of things, and you're creating things and letting things run you once you created it, that you're not even realizing. That you're not even realizing. Shout outs to true life stories. Shout outs to true life stories, because it's a lot of people that's just boom, just one moment thinking this way, and then the next day have an experience, and it just woke, boom, just woke them up. And the answers are not all the answers that come that you were searching for. You don't always want to accept once they there. You really don't want to accept once they was there. But when you look at it, your life is most likely prepared for the answers that you get. You just gotta justify about your life and really go back and see. Really go back and see, like the shows, the messages, and everything that was just speaking out to you, and just little voices here and there and here and there in the movies, the cartoons, when you was walking down the path and you thought you heard a tree talking. Tree life is the bro. We just had a psychedelic experience about 2 days ago. 2 days ago, and we just was getting a lot of we was just getting a lot of answers, getting a whole lot of answers to what's really going on and how man's really been tricked into creating more beliefs, because man is so powerful, but he was tricked into think that he wasn't powerful, and that he had to give his power up to some force. And that force is something that came here, but something that we all are just creating and feeding into. And it's scary. It's scary because you see how you was playing a part in it, and how people are unconsciously playing a part in it. And a lot of people, what saddens me, but I know we're gonna get past it, is how even though a lot of people not knowing, a lot of people gonna start waking up now. I never done in dimethyltryptamine, which is smokable form, but I had it with the phosphorus and carbon atoms added to it, which is psilocybin. I don't know why it came out like that, but yeah, I've done psilocybin plenty of times, but I have not ingested pure DMT. I'm connected to enough people to hear stories, but my own experience, I know that that changes the whole realm, and entirely. But I'm always staying up to date with the people that keep going into those realms, so I don't confuse my own. So I don't be confused myself. I like to have many different sources. It's like a book. We are books. Man is coming into awareness, it seems like to me, Psychedelic Ill said. Yes, it is. We are coming into awareness. And I believe folks like Stan Lee was like, when you start really diving into yourself and really get into that creative factor, and still looking out for other people in the long run and in the short term as well, that's when you're able to really wake up people, because you're waking up yourself. You're feeling yourself coming up and becoming this awesome person, and seeing, looking out into society and seeing the norms that shouldn't be normal, or the norms that just need to be changed because they're just too damn normal. Stan Lee was an awesome character. That's why I made that video that I'm now plugging into this, I suppose. Come here, Rudy. You just don't want to leave me alone, do you? But yeah, yeah, Stan Lee was awesome, because I believe when you start being creative and you push yourself to your most creative fruition, you're yourself, And that's why it seems brand new to people. That's why it shocks a lot of people. And that's why it irritates a lot of people as well, because the programming is so strong. The program is so strong and has been happening for so long that these new creative bursts that we're getting is really shaping the consciousness of man. It's shaping it so much that now these new ideas that we're pushing into the world, more people are going to start believing in it, just like with money and just like all these other false gods that that have been created that people worship. We could create new beginnings, and raise the level of human consciousness just up a bit. Like you were saying, psychedelic. Also, we can be a little more happier, or at least be a little more content in in who we are. I believe it's always going to be and it's going to be some kind of conflict. It's always going to be some kind of conflict, but not in the way that we see it now. Not in the way that we see it now. Because right now, the main thing is that we all think that we're all divided. We all think that we're separating everything when we're all one. Like, we're still you. Like, on two sides of the coin, you're still you. You're always you. But then you're always Rudy. You're always this tea. You're always that tree. You're always everything. It's wild. Because when you really get on that, that's when you start treating things in the way of the natural order. The dark occultists, they tricked us. They tricked a lot of people into believing in social Darwinism. Like, I remember learning that in school: survival of the fittest, cutthroat society. Like, you gotta always get one up on the person before you in order to get what you really want out of life. And if you're not able to get into that, you're gonna be cut down, and evolution just gonna cut you out, and you're gonna go that. That's for animals. That's for animals. We're not animals. We're humans. We're human beings. So we need to start acting like more. You or Adam said, yeah, saying my ass, because people that have seemed to know in a new way or old way, but not of the time of man we know. Yeah, it's not in the time of man that we're familiar with. But it's coming. It's coming. And because I believe all this, just tying on Stan Lee and every evolution. Yeah, it is an evolution. And Terrence McKenna, I finally got why he called it the true hallucination. Like when his book is called True Hallucination, is because he believed that the psychedelics brought you to a place of seeing the true hallucination, and what we see it now is an hallucination. It's an hallucination because we hallucinate everything we see, but it's built with so much falseness or just hate, just things that don't. I would just say, as Captain Nugget, that just don't need to be there. It just don't need to be there, bruh. Dog here in my tea. And yeah, the ways of man is changing. The ways of man is changing, because I believe the messages are becoming too strong and too obvious, and the ones that are fighting against the messages is becoming it's becoming too obvious that they're too indulged in self hatred or self deprivating themselves to the point where they're not dealing with themselves, and they're externalizing it and dealing with the reflection, thinking that it's going to have some sort of type of change, when the sort of only change is going to happen on the plane of effects, not the plane of causality, not the plane of effects, which is where we are right now. This is just the plane of effects. Everything changes in our mind, in the land of ideas. It's a series that I'm going to start on Kabbalah, which I know is man's interpretation, which scares me about. Not scares me, but I'm gonna really put my own things into it. I'm not just going to just do everything cutthroat, like this is what they said, this is what they said, because I've been studying this for a while and I have my own interpretation of it. But I believe now it's time to like talk about things like the Kabbalah and the Tree of Life, the Sephiroth, the Keter, and all these realms of existence, because it's it makes sense to our subconscious more than it makes sense to our logical brain. And the people, and this is knowledge that's been, for a lot of people, occulted. and by people in religion said that this is stuff that you shouldn't be bothered with. I went over this in the Salem witch trials live stream, and about my own experiences about coming across a lot of weird ideas and a lot of new that not weird ideas, but ideas I was just coming along with on my own. And but then I would fact check them with the local pastor and things like that, or mother of the church and things, and then when they don't fit what I was saying, I was like, oh man, I gotta stop thinking like that. But no, sirree, Bob, not anymore. Yoel Adams said, but that's all we have is old twisted maps, but can be used, just need reworking. Yeah, and that's what tripped me up for a while, because I was like, man, this is something else somebody else learned. I can be getting tricked. But in my own personal life, I was getting so much from it. But now I believe it's just time to talk about it. Because if you don't know what's going on like, if the deeper you go, I'll say, the more control you have. And it's okay to not know, but it's okay to know too, you know. The more you know, the more you grow. And I believe that grow is the more that grow is more of our spirit, and the lessening of the ego, the thing that's just pulling the strings. Like I was talking about Men in Black and stuff like that. You see how it was a human being, and then they took off the mask, and then it was an alien like pulling the strings, or in that case he had technology and he was like moving the body and stuff like that. I believe we have been taken over by something extra, something other than us. And that metaphor wasn't just saying that it's aliens walking around, but the aliens are here. The gods, all that stuff, they're here. They're here running people because they're energy. They just need the bodies in order to do things. They need man. Need man. It's like Delegate said, it seems impossible to prove, but it seems like anyone who wants truth can find it. Any self. Yeah, yes. Anybody that wants the truth is out there. The truth is out there. You just have to be willing to be um sometimes ridiculed by your circle, or sometimes you have your ideas not fit in, but still be able to stay calm and still project love and be you without letting it turn you into something other, a Sith. That's why I like thinking about the Siths, because we all know about Star Wars and stuff. The Siths, they know the truth. They know about the Force, and they know that they have the Force. But then they were so messed up in things in life, they never got over trauma, or never wanted to, or never had somebody like Obi-Wan or Yoda, or sometimes do, and they just deny it because they like, well, other people, we have this power, and other people are just not going to be able to control themselves and things like. So we have to make a way so that people could wake up and still recognize what's going on in their life, and that they are messed up, and that people always still going to be able to try to get over them. So they need this and that. And y'all see his levels and degrees and Siths, and level and degrees and the Jedi and everything. All depends on what you know. Depends on what you're able to do. Like when you get real strong in a Sith or in a Jedi, you're able to project lightning, like literal force out of your hand that you're able to see and can attack and things like that, instead of manipulating and moving around. Uh, um, we psychedelic, so we are the Force, existence. Yes, we are existence, just pure awareness. I was talking about a song, Avenged Sevenfold song called "Exist" or "Existence." I heard it for the first time yesterday, but it's about a 15-minute song, and most of it is just instrumental, because the guitar, I believe, was just existing, just existing. Got some lyrics in there, and it's about man messing up and stuff like that. But for the most part, it was just all guitar, just vibing out, but still giving a message, but only once you interpret that message. But it was just a message. Yuel said, on DMT you see others. On DMT you see others, but I don't see bad ones, but sometimes tricky ones. Many times in a rim hop though. Has the mushies taught you to see without them? Oh, real fast. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Charlie Mad. Hey, it's been a while. It's been a while. Man, I'm glad to see your icon and stuff. Like, I knew who you was. And thanks, bro, thanks for the support. You will. I want to break down what you're saying. On DMT, you see others, but I don't see bad ones. Sometimes tricky ones. Many times in the realm hop, though, has the mushies taught you to see without them? Yes, yes. And the thing about mushrooms, for me, is that I have to. It really is taught because I was taught choice, and I was given a choice, and if I want to believe that this is happening or not, and if I don't believe it's happening, then it was going to go all the way. But I believe it was still going to run me, but I still wasn't going to see it though. But yeah, it really has taught me. I mean, not really taught me, but allowed me to see a lot of things that goes on. And I was just trying before. I don't know. I'm trying to see if this was right before my LSD experience. But I remember a guy coming in randomly and saying that I was, and asking me was I a seer. And I was, you see thousands of people there, like it was a tourist destination. But he had like, he's a little rough with the hair and everything. But he just came up to me and said, "You see, don't you?" And I didn't really understand what he was saying, but I understood in like an esoteric sense, but not in a literal, like, since I had my psychedelic experience sense that like you see stuff, you see, like you see, and it was, it was wild, it was cool. So psychedelic, it was a psilocybin has taught me always there. You just have to notice. It's taught me the messages are always there. You have to notice, and that choice. I believe a lot of people are able to come across these things, but they're just taught to say, "Oh, that was just a shadow." But I believe inherently we come up with these things. That's why it's in our music. It's the Iron Maiden song I was running into yesterday and today, called "Fear of the Dark." I have a constant fear that something's always there. That's a cool song. It's a cool song. But I believe once you get over that fear, because music, I believe, keeps you in that fear state of noticing what's happening in the other realms. Like, oh yeah, stuff is happening, but you got to be scared of it, or blah 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 blah. But I wonder why. I think that's so that the message in the music can like break past your psyche and really get to you, tell you what's really going on. You just have to be able to know, realize the message, and not get so messed up in the experience of it. It's just a shadow or deja vu. I can't go in deja vu right now, man. That's wild. Deja vu. I got too many stories. When I was painting the Stan Lee picture, I was on a little thing, and I kept having experiences of deja vu as if I painted this painting before, and it happened like 4 times. I just sat back. I was like, I painted this thing before. I painted this thing before. Like, wow. But that gave me more motivation to keep going. Because what if at some certain point and in some kind of parallel time stream, I just stopped at that certain point and I didn't keep going. But then because I realized, it's like, oh, I realized it. Now I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Deja vu is a funny thing. You are one shady beast right now, which is odd because I just brushed you this morning. Yeah, don't get caught up in the amazement. It's just a maze to trap you, say you will. Yes. I learned that from my DMT, DMT online friends and reading stories and things like that. And just myself, because just myself, my personality has been built to be able to just want to get to the, all right, I understand that you can make things appear out of your hand. I understand I have that power. I understand that I'm not at that point where I'm able to conjure things, but I know that those things exist. I know Rudy Head in some aspect is a cartoon, but I don't see it right now, or is morphing around. That's just how I always, and I am the loopy, I am the crazy, I am all of that. So you can't, it's just what it is. I wanna know what's beyond that. I want to know what's beyond that. And I know a lot of people get trapped up, and when they first experiment with DMT, getting trapped up seeing the gestures and things, because they're caught up in the amazement and what's going on and what's going on around them, that's just what's going to be keep shown to you. And I believe in a way where we're creating those distractions ourselves, because we didn't know that we was able to do that. So we're like, oh wow, 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 wow. And let alone that's just like just how, like, say you play this awesome game. You play this awesome game. You all stuck in amazement, like, wow, this is awesome. What's going on? Oh, you could do this, you can do that. But then after a while, when you go back and play the game, you can play it on extra hard because you're not all caught up in all the intricacies and things like that. You're just like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go here. I'm just gonna run. I can do this. I know what I can do. And then you start doing some more extra tricks. And then I was talking about Assassin's Creed. Then you start piercing back the realities and stuff like that, seeing the web frame. Because, all right, now that you cool with that, we can bring you up to from the producer level to the director's level, and then you get to the writer's chair level and things like that. Like, now you start having a say instead of being just the actor. I feel you. Life seems loopy to me, or has some sort of loop of nature to it. Says psychedelic ill. Yeah, it does. It does. Loop of nature. There's just a lot of topics coming up right now, but all this, like I said in the beginning, I just was to be aware of how man was at has pure intentions at heart. I believe man is inherently good, and now we were taught that man is not inherently good at all. Man is not inherently good, and that we're just beasts like everybody else, and we have to discipline ourselves and cut some parts of ourselves down and things like that in order to exist. And then you wake up in 2018, you see people saying, no, I am a demon. No, I am the baddest bitch. I am the gangster. I am this and that. And now, since that part of us was so suppressed, but yet was working in us, now we're more programming and more confusion is topped on more confusion. And now where people are realizing things in themselves, but they're not being pushed with these psychedelic experiences to be pushed to the part where they really can wipe themselves clean. Like they're wiping themselves clean, but it's just a step back. Like, oh, I am a demon and a devil. No, I'm the energy. No, I'm just the awareness of that energy. And then no, I'm just the unspeakable. But that's where I find myself, where I find humankind now. Like, we're waking up, but now we're waking up to knowing that we're beasts, but we're being tricked into enveloping that beast and becoming that beast. And man, we gotta the next step is to just get past that. The next step is to get past that. This is another just waking up stage, I believe. Just another waking up stage in the big picture. Like, usually we talk about the big pictures and then the big picture, but the big picture, all of this is happening for probably some grooming reason, like grooming man to get his stuff together, because we powerful and we keep messing up, and this is the only way that we was going to learn. Oh, yeah, there we go. Richard. What's up, Rich? They just go to work. I'm going to have to hop back on and listen from the beginning once you stop streaming. Glad I made it to hear some of it live. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm glad you got to throw some messages part of the live chat. But yeah, this conversation has multiple levels that we could. I believe as long as we keep sharing ideas, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. We're gonna get to the bottom. Aren't we, Rudy? Aren't we, Rudy? Oh, he really don't want to leave my lap. And I never had a dog before. I always had cats. But y'all know cats, they do their own thing. It's all fine and dandy. But right now, a dog, something else. A dog is something else. Y'all know that. This has been cool. I want to finish my cup before I end this stream. It's like the hourglass. It's non-linear time. I'm basing this podcast off a non-linear time of sipping this tea. But away, 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 because true life. He was, and me as well, and a lot of people out in this world go through a lot of, all right, we know the creator, we know this, and we run across all of this, but how do we talk about these things without coming off crazy? That's if we don't want to come off as crazy. Me, I'm just like, hey, call me what you will. But even I still have my blocks up because I'm my hair and everything's still put together. I'm not like like I would be and say you get the message of the la 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 la. I still try to oops sorry Rudy to keep a kind of level too. But overall, what I'm saying is a way to get the message out is creativity, is being creative, just being creative, finding the male, female aspects of ourselves, the straight lines and the curves, and just letting it out, just letting the colors flow. And if you make a mistake, like y'all know that Bob Ross, he always said, "There's no such thing as a mistake when painting. Everything is just little happy mistakes and happy perfect circumstances that just happen and stuff like that." It's just things just occur. A little jibber jabbered up. Yeah, putting the experience into works others can connect to or co-tech to. I like co-tech better than connect. Co-tech. But yeah, because it goes past appealing to people's logical sides and just gets to the nitty gritty. And that's what these dark occultists know, the language of symbols, the language of symbols, and how they can show you something, and sometimes they can even tell you that it means this, but then because they know the intention and all the work that was put into that symbol, that they can say that it means that when they're talking to you, but it's really having this effect on you, and they were just playing a part by saying that this would it mean to you, because they know that even, and then the thing about it, the huge thing about it, it goes even deeper than that, because Mark Passio would contest to this, and I would contest because I'm saying this as well too, that they don't care if you tell the truth. They really don't care if you go out and try to wake people up to what's really going on and what they're doing, because they know people are not going to believe them. They know people are not going to believe you, and they say you can run your head against the wall, beating it a million times. It won't change the plans that we have enacted. But I believe it still is hope. I believe it still is hope. And like Mark said, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe that it still was a chance to get the reins back on this reality. But they really don't. He was only had the PBS as a kid. Yeah, nothing out of create nothing. Uriel said for the people that's gonna be listening to this, he said, Uriel said, yeah, old Bob out of nothing create beauty. Only had PBS as a kid. PBS was getting the truth. All them people did so many mushrooms in the 60s, then they came back and made Sesame Street. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Mark Passio. I'm gonna go over all this, so y'all gonna hear this repeated in the podcast too. But he said that when he got out of that cult and things like that, um, they said, "You sure you want to go?" And then he said, "No, because I'm not down with what y'all doing." He said, "Hey, you can go out, you can do whatever you do. It's not gonna they're not just gonna listen to you. What you do is not gonna have an effect." And they did not have a care in the world how much that he so-called was revealing what they was doing, because the people are so caught up that he's going to be marked as the madman. He's going to be marked as the madman when he's trying to tell them about the madman. It's wild. It's wild and groovy. It's wild but groovy. Wild but groovy. Strangely awesome is life, as it should be. But guys, man, I think I'm gonna check out right now. Check out pretty soon. Let y'all have some more questions or anything y'all want to tie about at this moment. Alrighty, damn. as well as always, this has been very awesome, and I want y'all to just always just just think about these things and talk from your heart and keep it in your heart. Not keep it in your heart. Express your heart. You're at work, and have a nice man. Hopefully you're having a good time at work. You're able to keep your mindset, and I'm glad that you have the time at your work to listen to cool, not just me, but just something. Whoops, sorry, not just me, but just knowledge that's going to keep your mind expanding. Keep your mind expanding, no matter if you at work or something like that. What you need to know about binaural beats. All right, I'm a. Thanks, Richard, with the always got the nice links. I know a couple things about binaural beats. When I first started out, I was huge into them, and I believe psychedelics has been overriding me wanting to sit down and do it. But I need to combine everything all together into one soupy sauce, so I can really wake up all these intentions. That's it. Just because of that, I'm gonna go on some binaural beats today. One man. What do you think? What do I think? Psychedelic. What you mean? Before I head out, I will get this. I'm always voice very uplifting. Thanks, bro. Trying to get this up. Oh, Rudy finally. Last moment. You know, his spirit is. Alright, that's one dog. He's cool. But just go out, man. Just listen to the trees. Just listen to the trees and listen to the air. Just seems psychedelic L says just seems like no one is in control the overall of the system it is. And it is control. I believe it's control, just not in the way that we will even use the word control. So that's why I say even when you think you're not doing something good or helping somebody out or doing something, something is changing because of an action or because of a thought or feeling. It's just all about our level of awareness of how connected we are to the gears of the world, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, everything is the way it's supposed to be. That's the way that's why it's the way. Yeah, nothing seems out of place. Yeah. That's why I'm like on this on a bigger, huger scale, man is being groomed. Man is being groomed. And it's like we always, when we have a child, and be like, I know you don't understand why you're going through this right now, but in a couple years, you'll know. I have a child, so I'm saying that kind of things. My child, I believe that's about our level of awareness when we catch up to things, so we'll be more calm and more complacent when things going on. And that's just all about our character that was just predestined or predestined by our own predestination before we got here. Like I say, everything is written in the stars, which means it was written. Past tense. Tenses. Life is a challenge. It seems like to me, if you want a higher awareness and to be more and to aim wait. Yeah. If you let me read that again. Like Adela L said, life is a challenge. It seems like to be like to me, if you want a higher awareness and to be aware of and aim to be aware of more things. Rudy, why are you trying to get out the gate again? Come here. Good boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah, it's all and I think that changes the level of difficulty. I remember my mom asking me when I would bring up a lot of deep things in Matrix, and then she said, "Are you sure that a lot of people weren't meant to wake up? Like some people weren't meant to wake up?" And then for a while that would like get me upset. Like, what you mean some people weren't meant to wake up? Well, like I said, if you hear the word, you hear the word. If you don't hear the word, then you'll probably hear the word later in life in a different form or something that I'm not having the words for right now. It's going to happen. Something is going to happen. But hey guys, Psychedelic Ill, this has been cool. But I'm gonna get to work. on that podcast series and breaking down, if you want to hire, and breaking down the tree of life and the Sephiroth and alchemy and really breaking down to the science so I can present it to y'all and y'all can really know what's tying in the deep gears of my mind, the deepest of gears. And I say, if you want a higher awareness, aka consciousness, the person needs to aim and to be aware of more things. Yeah, here I come, baby. Love you too. Love you too. I'm about to come in. I feel the pressure. This is how you possess wisdom. I totally agree. Wisdom, choke my on the tree of life. One step down from Qatar. And wisdom is action. It's actually action. Man. Learning lessons from life. I'm learning lessons from life itself. Life is the ultimate. Yeah, nature is the teacher. Nature is the teacher. Oh wait. Oh, by learning from life. Yeah, I put that together in my head. I feel you, bro. All right, guys. I think the pressure is on. I'm gonna check that back in with y'all tomorrow. Definitely do that. I'm gonna do a live stream tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, it's gonna be the next day. But I'm not gonna let a 2-day gap happen. That's just what's in my mind right now. Just the program in my mind. Don't let a 2-day gap happen. But see you, Richard. Thanks for tuning in, Richard. Thanks for tuning in. Psychedelic Ill. Thanks for tuning in. You well, Adams. Thanks for tuning in. Charlie Mad. Brandon. Just going through the list. And Christian. From the beginning. Not gonna forget nobody. It's been awesome. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Drop a like. Subscribe for more. Hit the bell notification. All that YouTube jibber jabber. And just kept Naga saying we all tie. But do we really tie? Sometimes I don't know, dude. Sometimes I really don't know. Till next time, share this video and tie always.